this is K-UTE Radio, and we're here with Flamingos in the Tree. Do you guys want to talk about how the name came about and how you guys all met?
Yeah, of course. So it started in the dorms at our university, Nevada, Reno. I was looking for a band, so I was kind of just playing in the lobby area, and Spencer came up to me playing piano. And immediately we kind of just felt like, yeah, we're like, this works. We had good chemistry. And then later, Spencer can take the rest of the story here.
Yeah, so I met Dan, and we kind of started playing music, and then he found out I played guitar, and we were like, okay, now we have to do this. We were kind of all in once we found out we had some chemistry. And I met Jarvis, our drummer, through Musical Therapy Club at the university, and I'll let him take that.
Yeah, so I was in this club where we played music for elderly folks in rest homes. And Spencer, I was playing in a group with Spencer, and he said, hey, I met a couple guys, and we've been playing music. Do you want to come over to our dorm room later and play? Just bring your cajon. And I came, and they're just like, okay, you have a cajon. Play the drums to this song. I was like, okay, great. And then a couple years later, James, we met James. He DM'd Dan on Instagram.
Yeah, so in his DMs, I met him through a roommate first, but then I heard he was in a band, and I was looking for a band. So I asked if he knew of any bands that was looking for anyone. And he said his band was auditioning. So originally I played keys until they fired me and put me on bass instead. And now Spencer does both keys and guitar because he's a stud.
Yeah, and the name started in the cafeteria area where we lived. We were playing music together for a while, and we thought, if we're going to be a band, we should probably have a name. So we started with a random name generator, and we got Hounds in the Trees. And we thought, that kind of sucks. So we agreed that we liked Flamingos because we like the color pink and then the tropical beachy vibe that they have. So then when we picked Flamingos in the Tree, it just kind of worked. And we also thought about how flamingos don't normally go in trees. So I think that kind of weirdness is what we liked too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely an artistic choice for sure, which is perfect. Were there any other names in the running?
Yes.
Yeah. Extra medium.
Yeah. Spencer was super into extra medium. Because he was it kind of means the same thing as what Flamingos in the Tree means to us.
You don't really fit.
Yeah, it's you don't fit in in a medium or a large. You need an extra medium in between. And Flamingos in the Tree, it's you don't really fit in with the flamingos in the water. Maybe you're in the tree, but extra medium was
extra medium was high.
That was so funny.
That's awesome. So you were here last year as well for a tour at Kilby Court. What made you come back? What was so good about it? Was it just a spark between you, or?
It was love at first sight. Yeah, no, it's just a great culture here. Jarvis always talks about how much we love the culture and how energetic everyone is when we play here. The singing along is just great. And yeah, we played at this place called the Beehive, and there was just a post in the middle of the stage.
You're we're not coming back here. We're not coming back.
Yeah, it totally threw off my mojo. I was just looking at it the whole time.
Look how beautiful it is.
Yeah, very beautiful.
Oh, yes. How do you guys know Blue Rain Boots? Did you guys meet through mutual friends? Did you play at other concerts?
So we are big fans of Blue Rain Boots. So we actually met Carter, who plays guitar for Blue Rain Boots, at a show in Reno. We opened for his band Sunfish years ago, and he was like, oh, I'm in this other band, Blue Rain Boots, but we had already been listening to Blue Rain Boots
during 2022, I don't know, something around. It was in during COVID that whole era. I really liked Blue Rain Boots. I was listening to it with one of our photographers, and we were just this is so good. So yeah, then when we met Carter at one of the shows, we're no way, he's in Blue Rain Boots. That's insane. And then we played at Y Sound in, what was that? Logan, Utah, and Hurtado was playing. These guys are also in Hurtado.
And both of the Simons and Blue Rain Boots are also in Hurtado. And we were like, wait, you guys are the Simons from Blue Rain Boots. And then next time we came through Salt Lake, we played the show with Blue Rain Boots.
Yeah.
I think every time we've played here, we've played with Blue Rain Boots.
Yeah.
In some fashion, at least.
In some way, yeah.
That's super cool. So you guys are just family now. That's so fresh. Yeah. How did you find your calling to be Flamingos? You kind of touched on it before that, but was there a certain
Yeah, I think the big thing is we were just a band. Like, we didn't hang out as friends ever. It was so weird. Like, honestly, we would just come, rehearse for like 2 hours, and then leave, and then not see each other until rehearsal again. So a big part of like what Flamingos and the tree meant to us was just like the band is what brings us together. Like, the flamingos are in the tree, you know? And something about Flamingo kind of just felt like it fit with our personalities, especially at the time. Just kind of the softness about it and the exoticness, I don't know. It just feels like it fits. So, big shrimp fans. I'm allergic to shrimp, but I'd be the white flamingo, yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. Very awesome. So you're not flamingos in real life, at least to my knowledge, for sure. But how does that name guide you in your music making? Is there anything specific that's like, yeah, this is flamingo-esque?
That's a great question. Yeah.
So when I first started listening to music, it was when I met these guys. I low-key didn't listen to music before I wanted to be in a band. And when I started listening to music, I would make these playlists that were like based around color. So I'd have a blue and gray playlist. So all the songs I felt like were kind of blue or gray. And so when we chose pink and I wrote songs, I was like, would I put this song on a pink playlist? And so that I don't think it changed how much I wrote songs, like by a lot, but I think it had some small influence. But to be honest, I don't think that the name guides us too far as songwriting goes.
Yeah.
Nothing to add.
I was not there for the naming, so no, I picked the name because I'm so elegant and
I picked Flamingo because tall leg.
True. All right. How would you describe the genre you fall under? Is it pink?
No.
Or
I wish that was a genre.
Yeah,
Indie
we
rock,
always
indie
say indie rock, indie pop.
Basement pop.
Yeah, we used to say basement pop because we recorded the whole first album in a basement of a church. Basically, we got kicked out of the dorm that we lived in. They hated us there. They were like giving us noise complaints all the time, and they basically just wanted us to stop. So then we just knocked on the church across the street, and they were like, yeah, like, sure, you could just play down here. And they gave me a key to like the church. It was crazy. So we would just play in the basement like whenever we wanted. They were so nice. But yeah, so we just called it ourselves basement pop back then because that's where we played.
awesome. On that topic, who inspires you? Like, what musicians do you look up to when you're creating?
Let me get it right this time. Hers is a huge inspiration. We always forget to say hers, but the tones that they use, just the style of play, we love hers. Rex Orange County, Boy Pablo were huge inspirations too. And Kuko, the Beatles, of course, Radiohead, of course. Those were like, when we were jaded freshmen in college, we were like Radiohead, like every single day. We're just listening to like the weirdest albums they had and like talking about them in our dorm. Yeah, King of Limbs.
Yeah, so Dan and Jarvis were the ones who got me to start listening to music. And so Radiohead was low-key the first discography I ever listened to the whole thing of. So it was a weird intro. I thought a lot of it was really weird, but they really liked it, and I wanted to be in their band. So I listened to all of it, and I was like, oh, when I got to King of Limbs, it was so strange. But it definitely influenced how I make music because it was like the first music I really listened to.
It's crazy.
I don't know. My playing as drums really inspired by like Dr. Dog, Eric Slick, Glenn Kochi, Wilco. Big inspiration for me for drumming, at least. Ringo Starr.
people ask me who my favorite bass player is all the time, and I literally never have an answer. I'm like, I don't even like care that much about bass. It's just what I play. Like, I'm not like a huge bass guy, but I'll definitely play bass.
Bass guy.
That's true. I'm a huge and a bass guy, but it's not like don't get me wrong. I'm passionate about it, but I'm passionate about like a lot of different instruments. So But as far as like bands, I think garage rock groups and like kind of the classic like neo contemporary classic rock stuff like Twin Peaks and those kind of bands kind of got me into wanting to be in a band. I remember I was listening to like Twin Peaks and like those guys like Together Pangea and bands like that. I was like, dude, I want to be in a band so bad. I think that's kind of like the reason, like the reason I actually did eventually get in one. But yeah.
So I'm actually curious, are there any songs where you're featured on keys, or will there be songs where you're featured on keys?
Serotonin, you played the keys, right?
Well, I didn't. I'm trying to think. Like, there's as far as stuff I actually wrote, it's pretty limited. I guess like some of the key parts on "Growing Up Hurts" and like some parts in like "In Your Arms," even though Spencer basically wrote the same part, kind of ripped it on. But I'd say like 80% of the keys on "Sunsets" I played.
Yeah.
Maybe 80%, 70.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just about it. Now it's all Spence really. So.
Sweet. Good to know. Good to know. Kind of changing direction. Watching your music videos, they seem like DIY-esque. What's the process of creating those, and what has been your favorite one?
So my brother actually directs most of them. We started with the Take Me by the Hand one like forever ago. He was like, it was one of his first videos. Yeah. Oh, Let Me Know. That was just.
Let me know we did
yeah.
ourselves with a tripod.
LMK, we did just my phone. Like, we're like, let's just go to that forest back there and like just take pictures. And then we just filmed.
We got pizza.
Yeah, we got pizza. We're like, film it. We're making. And then James and I went back to like the church where we made everything. And we're just like, all right, just throwing shit together. And yeah, we had no idea what we were doing. And we, I remember because I put the whole thing together, like it was done. We're like, nice. And then I looked and I used the wrong Let Me Know master. So and that one wasn't quantized. So it's just a completely different song than the one that's on Spotify. And it's like the same parts, but like if you listen, they're different, you know? So yeah, it was pretty crazy. And then yeah, I think as we have progressed, like my brother Tomas, he's still directing and making the videos, and they're getting just a lot higher quality because he's going to film school and stuff now. But yeah, especially the beginning ones, the point was to be that DIY because we were so inspired by like Boy Pablo and early Rex Orange County and stuff like that.
Awesome. Do you guys have a favorite one that you've done?
Subconsciously, unconsciously.
Yeah,
the subconsciously unconsciously one I thought was cool. We actually we rented a cool room and like got to kind of act out the parts and things. We didn't actually play it live, obviously, because it's the same recording as on Spotify. But it was a lot of fun to feel like we were doing it all the way, you know? Yeah.
Like we actually got lighting. We had kind of a crew going. It was cool. And yeah, I did like that one a lot because it was kind of like, it felt like a theater, like a theater production. It was like so dark and the lights are hitting right. But my favorite one that we did, even though it was stressful because we did basically like 2 shoots in one day, was the Growing Up Hurts video.
It's kind of cool because it kind of represents an era in the band that we were like writing the song about, where stuff like would just kind of fall through and we had to improvise and like figure it out as friends and like make the most of everything. So
I never thought of that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Almost speak to what the actual song is. Yeah. Just because it's Growing Up Hurts and it was kind of an immature shoot, it kind of felt more authentic. Is basically what I was saying.
Yeah, I definitely felt that watching it, that it was just very much you guys just playing and being kids, which I was like, that's iconic. It's so good. Do you guys have any like big goals or big dreams that you want to get to as a band, as a friendship, anything?
Romantically, no, just kidding. Yeah, I think we have big dreams. We don't really, it's hard to pinpoint like what the big dream is. We love playing in front of people. I think that's a consensus. Yeah, I want to play in front of many more people. I want to continue to write songs. I think songwriting's and performing is like just the top 2 things in all of our brains. So as long as we can keep writing, we can keep performing, and the audiences keep getting bigger, I think that's the track we want to be on.
Yeah, No, that's totally fair. I would be in the same boat for sure. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about, to shout out, to anything?
Listen to As It Falls into Place, our new album, please.
In the shows that we have.
Oh yeah, we also have what shows?
If for some reason you're in Utah listening to this, but you maybe want to go to San Francisco or Seattle
Or LA.
or LA, we have shows in San Francisco at the Independent on October 19th, at Barbosa in Seattle on November 9th, and in LA, really big show with Sundiver California and Shirley Tempo at the Belasco on January 18th. So, I mean, flights from Salt Lake aren't that much, you know.
True. Well, I think that closes the interview for today. Thank you so much for talking with me. This was so fun. Yeah, of course. Boom.